Oh, I've been recording for ages. I'll restart.
Yeah, just restart. I'm hitting record now.
Same. Whoa.
By the way, when I looked up like history of DJs on Wikipedia, the first thing that came out was like Jimmy Savile might be the first DJ, and I was like, that's not good. Yeah, I was like, I'm not even gonna.
I think you probably read the same page.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I don't think he was necessarily, but yeah.
He was a very influential DJ.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was that big of a DJ. I thought he was just an internet, I thought he was just a TV personality mostly.
The thing with DJ though is it's like he's like a radio DJ, not like a live spinning the fucking frick DJ.
He did do that. He did do that.
They're basically the same thing.
I mean, he probably didn't go like ricka chicka. It was probably like, "Hey, ladies, here's this new bop by the Swinging Tingity Dings," and he'd be like, "Here's my lovely girl."
Yeah.
But like,
if you want me to fuck your kids after this set. Hey, spin that shit.
Yo, it's your boy DJ V-Dog coming at you live from Goat Studios. Back again with another banger. Fulcrum. No.
No, we've rinsed that one too much.
I'm here with MC Dilf and Sexual Sebek. I couldn't come up with a better name for you, Seb. How are we doing today?
Yeah, I'm alright, mate.
Pretty good. MC Dilf is actually not here, despite our very similar appearance. He had other commitments tonight, which is good for us because, well, you say that. I listened to his new shit. He played me some of his new shit the other day. Fucking hell, it was dark. Fucking hell, too dark for this. So I'm glad he's not here. But yeah, I'm good.
Speaking of dark things. I sucked a big. No, I actually drank bleach this weekend.
How?
I've already told Vinny this story, but
what? What? When?
When we were on the Discord playing games.
What? Being mates without me?
You're on the Discord. You can join at any time.
You're also your girlfriend wife goes to bed at like 8. You have a solid 2 hours where you're just high at home. You definitely could come on the Discord.
All right. For the record, I'm totally normal. For the other record, yeah, but I forget. So.
We'll just send you a message. But anyway, I was chatting. Anyway, here's the story. Here's how I drank bleach. So it's Saturday, right? Wake up. We're having a big house tidy because our house is a bit of a shit state. The flat's a bit messy, and I've been tidying. I've been washing up. I've been grinding away, and I've got a real thirst on, and I see a bottle of water, like a water bottle, like a metal water bottle that Luce uses for work, and I'm like, perfect. Pick it up. It's full. I'm like, great. Take 3 big glugs. And then I get this like burning taste in my mouth, and like kind of some of it comes back up, and I'm like, and turns out Luce had been sterilising it, with like bleach sterilising tablets.
Wait,
you
so
fucking idiot.
Was it full of? You just picked it up and you didn't put any water in it.
It would have been diluted anyway.
It was already full. It's these like they're called Milton. They're tablets you do use to like sterilize babies' bottles, but you're not supposed to drink it.
Oh, yeah, Milton's
obviously.
All right. That's not like power bleach.
Well, it's not.
That's
no,
fine.
It's not like it was like drain unblocker, but it's still. I still have a sore throat. Genuinely.
Yeah. It's not great. I wouldn't go around down in Milton, but like you can get a bit on your tongue and probably be all right. That's fucking great. It smells nice though.
It doesn't. It doesn't anymore.
It does.
It tasted rancid.
Bleach isn't known to taste good.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Did you not smell it? Because it does fucking stink, that stuff.
I was really thirsty.
Oh, right. Okay, sorry.
Drank a random bottle of some sort of liquid you saw. The first bottle of liquid you saw, you just straight for it.
I'd be so easy to roofie. I wouldn't even notice.
You get
Well,
three
I
glugs
think
in.
that's the point. Like, I think people don't notice.
No, but
that's
like,
true.
I think if I would, like, you wouldn't even have to roofie me. You could put in like something that wasn't invisible, and I'd just be like, and I'd be like,
Well,
that
yeah,
tastes a bit
obviously.
heroin-y. And I just,
Well, don't fucking tempt me, Sam. Always wanted
Right.
to, you know,
Drink heroin water.
do things
could you
myself.
drink heroin? You can eat heroin.
What, does it get you high?
I don't know.
People chew it, don't they? They chew like poppy seeds.
Oh, like opioids. Opium.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's probably not
Anyway.
very efficient. But, yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, should we just get into things?
Yeah. You got anything interesting, Vinny?
Didn't you make that girl?
While stroking her cat the entire time. Yummy chocolate.
Hey, Vinny, been up to anything interesting?
No, not much. Just been getting in the
Okay,
just
cool.
getting in the Halloween mood. Obviously, peek behind the curtain. Haven't heard that in a while on this show, but obviously we recorded the Halloween episode like 2-3 weeks ago at this point. So yeah, so now actually it is Halloween. Well, it was last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, get my spook on. Love it. Favorite time of the year.
Just pissing down.
Speaking of peeling back curtains, didn't you make?
Stop it! I have to write this shit down.
For fuck's sake!
Around 8:05. Anyway, should we get into things?
Yeah.
Speaking of getting into things, no. Anyway.
Well, the DJ has been around since at least the 1930s, where American radio commentator Walter Winchell coined the term disc jockey to describe what fellow broadcaster Martin Block would do on the radio, that being just playing popular music over the air. And since then, DJs or disc jockeys have moved from radio to live sets where they play one song after another to a club full of drugged up weirdos. It sounds like an easy job, and it kind of is, not going to lie. But there are many complexities which lie in the high-end level of DJing. So whether you're a bedroom DJ wannabe or playing in front of a festival audience, we're here to tell you who is the very best of the best in that medium today, right now. Who wants to go first?
Could I go first?
Yeah, I'd like Seb to go first, actually.
I would also like
I
Seb
thought
to
you
go
might,
first.
because you think you've got a banger up your sleeve, but the only thing you've got up your sleeve is a fucking take it for being a nonce.
Well, can I have more than one thing up my sleeve, mate? It's big sleeves.
You're denying it.
I'm just saying, you don't know what's up here. You don't know what's up here. Can I just say though, I'm very glad we're doing the DJ episode because I feel like this is the this is an episode where I can get away with making loud, obnoxious noises like wop 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 without it being sort of out of context and people getting angry at me. So
I'm still going to...
I mean, it's still
happy.
really annoying.
yeah,
I
I don't care. It's on trend. It's on brand. I've got a brand deal with Wob.com actually, so I have to get a certain amount in to hit my sponsorship deal. So sorry about that.
Well, anyway.
Go on, Seb. I feel like you're
Sometimes I
preparing
just
something.
wonder whether these podcasts are an excuse so you can send something to prove that you need a disability benefit.
Well, it does help. It is good evidence.
Anyway, are we ready?
We're ready.
Right. Well, let's play.
It's been their record.
So,
Why are you laughing?
Seb was like, let's play. As if it was going to be like the weakest link.
look, Let me start by asking you, and I can't reiterate this enough, a rhetorical question.
I will answer it, but carry on.
Same.
What is a DJ?
A disc jockey. Sorry, carry on.
Someone who like plays records, plays songs, mixes, whatever, you know.
Yeah, well, contrary to popular belief, I think a lot of people think of a DJ as like a producer, someone who makes music. But for me, a DJ is someone who shares music with an audience.
That's what it is.
You know? Well, yeah,
What do you mean to you?
Yes. And to me, and to me, and to Craig. We all agree. We all agree with you, Seb.
Well, that's good news. 'Cause that's going to go really well with my pick.
We all know what we're doing today.
All right, well, I'll skip the bit where I talk about how they put a playlist together. Obviously, there are a lot of very influential DJs. For instance, John Peel. I don't know if you've ever heard of John Peel, but he's a very long-serving BBC radio DJ, one of the only ones who didn't turn out to be a paedophile. He gave first plays and first listens to Blur, Pink Floyd, the Sex Pistols, Roxy Music, David Bowie, hundreds more. And so he's doing that thing, he's sharing music. He's finding something he likes and he's sharing it with an audience. But John Peel died in 2004, and I didn't listen to anything he fucking did. So, fuck him.
Right.
No, don't fuck him.
Fuck him.
No.
It's a bit harsh. You just say how good he is, and you're like, fuck him.
No, don't fuck him. He was a great guy, but you know what I mean. He's not
relevant for
he's
you.
not in my
You're not
radar.
gonna pick him. You're not going to pick him.
Sure.
And I have to say, when I think of DJs, I don't really think of sharing music with for fuck's sake, come on, Sam.
You got this, man.
I have to say, when I think of DJs, I think of sharing with an audience. I don't really think of radio DJs. I know they are sharing with an audience, but it's not quite the same. In fact, I think of one man on his decks in front of a crowd of thousands, mixing the biggest tunes and the biggest beats into one long fucking musical orgasm. And not a lot of people know this, but I love EDM, and so I probably think of EDM when I think of a DJ. I know there's other types of DJs. I know there's hip-hop DJs and stuff like that, but EDM's my jam. In fact, I actually kind of grew up listening to EDM. My mum was a bit of a raver misbehavior. My mum was a bit of a raver misbehavior, both before and, to be fair, a little bit after she had me. So when I'd go home of a school night, we'd be listening to the likes of Groove Armada, the Chemical Brothers, and but there was always one name that was held above all others. One name that shone as the golden child of a generation, that represented a generation of ravers, the first megastar DJ. A man who could draw crowds of thousands to listen to the big beat genre he helped to popularize. I am, of course, talking about the one, the only Norman Cook, aka Fatboy Slim.
Fatboy Slim, yeah.
Now,
brilliant. I'm so glad you've picked him because our little chat earlier fucking gets it.
You've just picked some dross, and I know you have. We've done this so many times. You do all of this, and then it turns out you've picked
your mate from down the
because here's a bit of honesty. Do you know what? I'm so like fucking yes. Here's a bit of honesty that you thought you'd probably never hear from me. When you were like, "Yo, mine's really good," I actually was like, "Shit, what if it is?" I genuinely, I was like, "Fuck, maybe he's fucking got me here." You rumbled me for a minute, and I'm being dead serious, and I would only say that if I was saying that honestly. But now I'm like, yes!
Because you picked some bollocks, like Lee Jordan from Harry Potter or something twaddle like that. So anyway, look. It's easy now from 2023 to just think of Fatboy Slim as a famous DJ. He's just a famous DJ, right? But he isn't just a famous DJ. He's the famous DJ. He was the guy who started the idea of being a megastar DJ who played big clubs, who played arenas, who played festivals. That was him. And he's the guy who started it all. Vinny, I can see your face. In terms of the idea of a megastar DJ.
I still don't know what you're talking about. There's been DJs before and after him who are megastars.
Well, I would say not, like, I don't know.
When did he sort of come out?
Mainstream. Like, everybody knows Fatboy Slim. Nobody knows fucking Grandmaster Flash's DJ. I'm sure he's really famous, but like, no one went out to see him. Jazzy Jeff, he was a famous DJ. Jazzy Jeff didn't pack out stadiums.
Daddy Jeff. You always say
I don't understand what you're saying.
I don't.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I don't agree. I'm sorry. I don't agree with it. But fair enough. I agree that you think that, but I don't agree with it.
Fatboy Slim is the most famous DJ ever.
Okay,
without a shadow of a doubt.
That's fine for you to believe that.
I name another more famous DJ than Fatboy Slim.
Calvin Harris.
Yeah, Calvin Harris actually. Martin
Calvin
Garrix.
Harris.
Martin Garrix.
Maybe if you ask, I think maybe it's a slight generate. I feel like his popularity is probably at his lowest now. Maybe.
You think Martin Garrix is more famous than Fatboy Slim?
Yeah,
I think if you ask that question, in the between 90 and 2005, you would definitely say probably Fatboy
or Tiesto, maybe Steve Aoki.
Tiesto?
Yeah, I'd probably say so.
Oh my
God. For an English person, maybe not, but for I think general international audiences, I think Tiesto is probably bigger.
Maybe now, but not then. That's what I'm trying to say.
Not at his peak.
He coined the idea of being a superstar DJ, like Tiesto, like Martin Garrix, like those people. He just did.
What we're saying is, at his peak in the 80s and 90s, he was where those guys are now. He made it so that
and he was the first one to do that. And you can go like, but if you can't name the person who did it before him, then it was him.
Yeah, I kind of understand what you're saying.
Okay, carry on.
Anyway, look, this is a very brief history of the man who, in my very well-researched opinion, started it all. Now, Fatboy Slim didn't start out as a DJ. He actually started off as a punk. He got really into punk music as like a teenager, and he really liked this idea that you didn't have to actually be good. You didn't have to play a musical instrument. You didn't have to be good at singing. You could just fucking thrash around, crash around, make some noise, and you could be in a band. And he was in a band. He was in an indie rock band called the House Martins, who have two quite big hit singles, Happy Hour and an a cappella version of Caravan of Love, which are like, if you heard them, you'd be like, oh yeah, I know that song. Like, he was in quite a big band before he was ever Fatboy Slim. But they disbanded in 1988 because they all wanted to do different music. It was like, he always says they never broke up. They all just left the band on the same day. And like, they all wanted to do different things. And he didn't want to make indie rock anymore. He wanted to make what he called, and what everyone at the time called, it's important to remember this is at the time, called black music. In other words, like funky hip hop, stuff like that, which white people just didn't make, especially not white boys from Surrey, which is what he was. And there's a really funny interview, which I'll try and remember to link below, where he talks to this French magazine about it. And he's like, look, everyone wanted to make black music. Everyone wanted to make funk and hip hop and jazz because it was really cool, but we were all super white and it felt really weird rapping or making funky beats because we weren't from that culture. Like, we didn't have that. Yeah.
What about Beastie Boys?
What's that?
Like Beastie Boys. They were like,
the Beastie Boys are they're like the exception.
They were from New York, weren't they?
They were from New York.
They were also,
so they grew up in that culture.
Well.
Yeah. I feel that's slightly different because they grew up in that culture, whereas if you're a kid from Surrey there is no hip-hop culture
true.
to relate to.
But that all changed with the advent of digital sampling. And more importantly, that becoming affordable to like the average Joe. Like, obviously, digital sampling had been around, but people couldn't afford it. And suddenly, in the late 80s, early 90s, you could afford digital sampling. You could afford a computer which you could make samples with. Not very long samples. Like, some of them were like, you could only have like 3 seconds and you just had to make that work.
Right.
But you could do sampling. And suddenly, you could take a bit of this and a bit of that and put your own spin on it and make it a thing and play it to other people. And that's what I really love about Fatboy Slim as a DJ, is that even the music he produced as a DJ was about sharing music he liked. So it was about finding a breakbeat here and a vocal there that he thought was cool, putting them over the top of each other, maybe adding his own bass line, and then letting that out, playing it live. And I think that is, for me, like the purest version of being a DJ. Is like, I found this thing that I like, I found another thing that I like, I'm mixing them together as a track, and I'm showing it to you, I'm sharing this music with you that I really enjoy. And that's exactly what he did. And he started making these big beat EDM tracks that took the world by storm. No one had really done it before. He wasn't the only person making big beat, but he was one of the pioneers.
What makes big beat, by the way?
It's like a very, it's that, I don't know, it's difficult because a lot of it...
I can hear it because it's like Prodigy and Fatboy Slim.
Yeah.
And...
But have you not read, Vinny, or you need to read the Big Beat Manifesto. Have you not read it recently? That's what makes a big beat. Big beats are the best, get high all the time.
Felt like a more all-encompassing, thing when we came up with that.
But yeah, so it's difficult because it's a lot of stuff that a lot of people do now in other genres, but it's about taking those like break beats from like 60s and 70s, like Northern Soul, and putting a bass line on it and putting a vocals on it. That's like a very specific, like that, like that, like
up the tempo maybe a little
very
bit, yeah.
sample heavy, like Northern Soul-y kind of EDM, that I guess kind of became like maybe turned into like jungle and stuff like that.
I feel like with EDM, the words that are used to describe each subgenre, like jungle, big room, big, it's not necessarily like a tangible thing you can say, this is why this is big. It just feels big.
Yeah.
It feels jungle. It feels big. You listen to two tracks and you go, this is a big beat track. This is just a house track. It feels big. What's the difference? You can't really be like, well, the difference is because of blah, 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 blah. This feels bigger. Do you know what I get?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel. And when you listen to it, it feels bigger. The beat feels... Yeah.
And there's no tempo as well. There's no like specific BPM that makes it big beat. It's just...
Yeah. But there are a lot of subgenres that are defined by their BPM.
There are, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of it's feeling as well.
But I think...
It's a little bit fluid.
I think that is just maybe because you don't have the words to describe what makes something different. But if you were like super into like production, you might have the words to describe it.
Bit more of a nerdy answer.
But
yeah,
we'll talk more about this in the middle game, so don't you worry.
Oh no. Anyway, look, he took this idea of like taking tracks that he enjoyed and putting them together and making a song and then performing it, and he released this single called "Blame It on the Boogie." Called Blame It on the Bassline, which was a remix / reimagining of Blame It on the Boogie, which is, it's one of those ones where if you heard it, you'd be like, oh yeah, I have heard that. But obviously he released that as Norman Cook before he was Fatboy Slim. It was a whole thing. But yeah, anyway. And bearing in mind this whole time, he's making these mixes and then he's playing them to people. He that's what he likes to do. He likes to make a song that he likes. Like he takes different bits of different songs that he likes, makes it into a track, and then performs it as a DJ. Then he created the group Beats International, which has made probably my favorite song ever, and the song that I would play as I died, probably, which is "Dub Be Good to Me." I just fucking love that song. Not to everyone's taste, but
go on, sing it for us.
It's just really hard because it's very
and
simple.
Do the beats.
It's got a really heavy like bass line that just goes.
Oh yeah.
Friends, tell me you're da 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 da.
Never be mine.
Yeah, it just hits me.
It's a movie song.
Yeah,
that's a movie song. I class that as a movie song now.
Really?
Good to me.
It's in so many fucking movies.
Is it?
Geese are walking down the street, fucking listen to that. There's the intro plays, everything's all happy, and then like by the end of the movie, like everyone he knows is dead.
Fair enough.
It's that kind of,
we watch different movies. But basically, after this, he keeps making groups. And then he just realizes, like, I don't want to make a super group. I don't want to make Beats International. I don't want to like keep creating all these like different things. I just want to make my own music via sampling and play that as myself, as a DJ, as my own thing. And so he decides he needs a pseudonym, and he creates a pseudonym, Fatboy Slim. And he always says he can't remember why he came up with the name Fatboy Slim anymore, because he took too many drugs in the 90s, and he just doesn't know. He's like, I've told so many lies and I've told so many joke answers that I can't remember why I'm called Fatboy Slim, but it's just funny.
It's just quite cool it's cool that is why. Just fucking cuz, innit?
Just cuz, innit? It just sounded cool.
It's like KSI, right? KSI's says like fucking died inside. KSI's name, he's like, oh, it means like knowledge, strength, integrity. No, it doesn't. It's just a random thing, and own it. Don't then make up some. That's what I mean. I hate when people like make up some. Oh, I call myself this because the fat in this means this, and this means this, and it like plays on. No, it doesn't. It's just because you thought it was cool. Why is that not enough?
Do you mean like how the other day you said rap means rhythm and poetry, and I was like, no, rap. It's just like rap. Like people just came up with rhythm and poetry afterwards because it sounded cool.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's cool. It can just be cool. Like, I just think if something sounds cool, if you made up your name because it's cool, that's just own it. Don't then like put some fucking creative. Oh, I did this because of this and this. It don't mean that. It's just cool.
Wow, look, he becomes Fatboy Slim because he thinks it's cool, and he releases the incredible first album, Better Living Through Chemistry, which was massive in the EDM scene and really propelled him forward as like a DJ. He starts getting loads of gigs. He starts getting gigs as Fatboy Slim, becomes this like kind of underground, like up and coming DJ. And then he releases his next album, which is You've Come a Long Way, Baby, which has some of his biggest tracks on it. The Rockefeller Skank, Praise You, a bunch of other stuff. And just going back to that interview and talking about what makes him a cool DJ rather than just someone who makes music, someone who plays music. I've never seen this before. Vinny, this might not be that impressive. I don't know how impressive this is, but he showed how he made Rockefeller Skank. And first and foremost, I was shocked by how many layers of sampling there was. Like, it's just hundreds and hundreds of different bits of different songs that he liked, and he put them together, and he's like, well, if I like that and I like that, then them two things being together will sound great. And it's just fucking layers and layers and layers and layers of it. Secondly, apparently there's some quite big artists in just Rockefeller Skank that he sampled that he really expected would take him to court and just never did. And he thinks it's because there's so many layers that no one quite twigged that they'd been sampled, which is quite funny.
I actually heard about Rockefeller Skank that he basically didn't make any money from it because he had to give so many royalties to so many different artists because he sampled so many different artists that he never made a single like penny off of it. That's what I heard. I heard that somewhere.
That's brutal.
I didn't know if that was Rockefeller Skank or I thought that was the Blame It on the Bassline, but it could have been either. There's definitely a song he made which had so many samples that he lost all his money. He went bankrupt because he had to pay back for all the samples.
Yeah,
that's the greatest DJ of all time.
Well, no, it's just sampling, isn't it?
Yeah, he did it for the love, for the craft.
Like he loves it, and also like that's what makes him a DJ. He's not even really a producer. He's just someone who takes music that he likes and turns it into his own thing and then plays it to people. And so, but what I thought was really cool is that, I don't know if you know Rockefeller Skank, but it's the one that goes like, right about now, the funk soul brother, check it. That vocals was never said. He took a piece of spoken word poetry from this guy, cut up all the different syllables, put them onto a MIDI keyboard, and then played this guy's voice like a piano.
Yeah, Lord Finesse.
It's the coolest thing I've ever fucking seen in my life. And he remakes Rockefeller Skank, or at least that opening bit. He plays the like, and then this French guy's like, oh, that's very cool. And then he just gets out this MIDI keyboard. He starts just going like, right about now, the funk soul brother. And he's like playing this guy's voice, and like it's not in order. He didn't ever say the words right about now, the funk soul. He's like remixing it, this guy's words like in real time. It's insane.
Yeah,
and he does that live.
Daft Punk would do a lot of that stuff as well. Yeah, they're
Really?
really good at some of the best samplers I've ever heard in my life is Daft Punk for sure.
Well, it blew my fucking mind. But I hear what you're saying. We're here to talk about someone who plays music, not makes music. And I would argue that he plays tracks that he likes and he assembles them and then he plays them to people. I still think that's part of his DJing process. I still think that's what makes him such an amazing DJ. Is with multi-leveled. Like, he not only plays music, but he plays music made of other people's music that he likes. So it's like double DJ. But we want to talk about some fucking banging gigs he's put on.
Sure.
What makes him the superstar DJ?
Yeah.
Well, the most iconic, the most well-known is the infamous Brighton Beach Boutique 2. So this was at like the peak of his powers. This is when he's playing to like huge stadiums, huge venues. Like, he is the biggest DJ in the world. And Beach Boutique 2 was it was supposed to be a bit like Tea in the Park or like Radio 1's Big Weekend. It was like put on by the channel E4 and he was going to like headline it. And then last minute, E4 pulled out and said, we don't want to do it. But loads of people had already bought tickets and he was like, oh, fuck's sake, this is dumb. So he's like, all right, I'm just going to pay for it and I'll refund everyone's tickets and we'll just do it for free. We'll do the whole thing for free. We'll do this massive festival for free.
Really?
And that is really cool. And it's very baller. And at this point, he's making a lot of money. Like, he's like a multi-millionaire. Like, he can afford to do that stuff. It did backfire a bit in the sense that they thought that 60,000 people would turn up. And actually 250,000 people turned up.
Crazy.
And there were so many people that the whole of Brighton ran out of alcohol.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
And there were so many people,
sake, and MDMA.
Yeah, and MDMA. And there were so many people on the beach that people had to start pissing in the sea because they couldn't get to the front to get to the toilet.
There were so many people on the beach that the weight pushed the sand down. Brighton Beach actually used to go on for about 15 miles, and then it all sunk into the ocean.
The really scary thing is that the tide started coming in, and people were like up to their fucking chests in the water. They couldn't
By
get
the
out.
end of the gig, there's only 50,000 people.
Wow.
200,000 people just got swept out.
And after the event finished, I have to say, after, it wasn't Fatboy Slim's fault. And it's really infamous that the police told him he had to do the gig. So he wakes up, he looks out of his hotel window at like 2:00 in the afternoon because he's fucking Fatboy Slim. There's 250,000 people on the beach. And he said, I don't know if we should do this. And the police were like, you've got to do it because they're all here and there'll be a riot if they find out that you're not doing it.
Yeah. It'd be easier to just keep them cool, innit? Yeah.
And after the event finished, there was an issue, which is that the event finished at 11 and the last train back to London left at 11:15. So then 250,000 people were just stranded in Brighton. And 2 people did die. One of them fell off a balcony, not his fault. And another one had a heart attack. Not his fault. If you've got 250,000 people taking MDMA on a beach, 1 or 2 people are going to die.
Yeah, I think that's probably quite... Yeah. For the size of the event, 2 is not a bad...
That's good.
But what I have to say is, and this is kind of where I was going to finish really, I do have a little bit after this, but it is the coolest gig I've ever seen in my life. The videos of it is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Okay. And I'm going to put it in the general chat and maybe skip forward a little bit just so you can see the size of the crowd, because it is ridiculous. And if you've for fuck's sake, just
Big Dong Lark is typing. Why are you still Big Dong Lark? Why is Vinny Vinny and why am I still Jurgen Flop?
Right. So people are going to get a little view. Oh, video unavailable. Hang on.
There we go. I'm over
Here we go. Right. You get to see this as well, whoever's watching this on YouTube.
So skip forward to maybe I'm looking at like 8:03-ish.
Okay.
and there's a bit where it just pans out on the crowd. There's a girl who's...
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Jesus, man. There are so many people there.
There's a great bit of a girl at about 8:17 getting taken away, and she's clearly off her fucking shop.
Yeah, I saw that.
Getting taken away? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She's going in.
She's off her fucking tits,
But
mate.
when I think about being a DJ, when I think about EDM, when I think about just being off your bonds,
Fucking hell.
this is what I think of.
Yeah.
So many people, man.
It's unbelievable.
It's big.
It's big. It's enormous. I'm trying to see if there's one bit. There's a bit where a helicopter comes over and you see like how many people it is.
Crashes.
But it's unbelievable.
It's like World War Z.
That's what 250,000 people at an event looks like.
Gurning their tits off.
Gurning their absolute tits off. And look, I will say, just from my own personal experience, I went and saw Fatboy Slim while you guys went and watched Calvin Harris, and I have to say that it was the greatest thing in my entire life, and that Fatboy Slim fired a CO2 cannon in my face, and it was incredible. It was I peaked. But look, here's the thing. You
peaked then? Did you actually peak then?
Yeah. My life's been downhill since.
No, I mean on that weekend. Was that the peak?
No, that was
Let's
actually
be
after the
honest.
peak. No, I know what you're aiming at here. That was after the peak.
That was the second peak. The one that's slightly not as big as the actual peak.
Yeah, well, the actual peak was chemically induced, so you can't blame Fatboy for that. And an accident.
Just getting the facts out there.
Look,
Yeah, sure.
here's the thing. Fatboy Slim never stopped. He was and still is the premier superstar DJ. He holds the record for the biggest party ever, officially in the Guinness World Records, which is a party he DJ'd in Brazil. He holds the record for the most top 40 hits under a different name. He also holds a 12% share in Brighton and Hove Albion Football Club. And in my opinion, he is the greatest DJ of all time.
What was that last bit about owning a share in Brian? What's that got to do with DJing?
No, he owns a 12% share. He owns a 12% share because he's a fucking legend. He saved them from bankruptcy. He bailed out Brighton and Hove Albion.
What's that got to do with DJing? I
Don't think we can really credit him for the success of that.
Well, it's just a legend. It's just a legend. I'm just saying, I'm just like painting a picture. Jesus Christ, mate.
Cool. Well, you were very over time, but we'll allow it because you're very passionate about this.
And also, it's because we were watching the video.
Yeah, I stopped the timer for that, mate. Don't worry.
I'm probably going to go to overtime as well. I don't know, but maybe, so we'll see.
I'm going to cut as soon as it's 15 minutes. I'm kicking you from the call, and then I'm going to crown Fatboy Slim as the winner. But before we get to that, I think we've got a little middle game to play.
Yes.
Nice. I love the middle game.
And this one's another sound one. I know how much we love those ones. So, like we're talking about before,
I hate editing it.
Like we're talking about like you were saying before, DJing and EDM. You know, EDM is very synonymous with DJing. They kind of go hand in hand. You know, dance music and someone to play the dance music to the many fucked up people on said beach.
I fucking love you guys.
In my opinion, the sort of weirdest aspect of dance music and EDM as a whole is just how many subgenres there are. And quite literally, there are at least 200, which is ridiculous to think.
That is a lot.
And they're all...
You've ruined my first bit because I list them all.
You list all the subgenres.
All 200.
Told you I'll go over time.
Anyway, so I've got a bunch of subgenres, and how we're going to do this is, how I think we're going to do this, I reckon is best, is we go, you know, one person at a time. Mm-hmm. I'll play you a little snippet, a 5-second snippet, because that's all Discord allows on the soundboard. A 5-second snippet of this particular subgenre. You then get to guess what the subgenre is. If you get that right on the first thing, that's 3 points. That's the most points you can get. But if you don't, we just move on, and you get another hint, which will then be the description of the subgenre. And if you don't, you get, you answer. But if you don't answer right, you get the last hint, which is like, sorry.
I was daydreaming and I missed the first bit.
It's fine. I'll just do it as we go along. So Mork.
Yep. Okay.
So if you answer wrong, it's fine. We'll just move.
You get another hint. You get less points. Another hint.
You just get 1 point less for every hint you get. Basically.
Are we both going for the same thing, or is it just you just keep
one at a time?
Mork first, and I'll tell you when you can speak, Sebek. So you can't speak now. So stop speaking.
Don't even think about
speaking.
I'm thinking about it. Can't stop my thoughts. Do you remember that conversation around the car set about not being able to... No one can prosecute you for your thoughts?
I don't want to hear about this.
It's so good.
No. We can just think about it.
The last thing Michael said to me was, it's okay to say Chinaman. And then he just got out of the car and went in home. It was great.
No, that was not how it went. That makes me look so much worse. You were validating me, saying it was okay to say Chinaman because you're allowed to say Englishman. We gotta cut this because I'm not sure if it's okay to say Chinaman.
We were driving along and I was like, why is it okay to say Englishman and Dutchman but not Chinaman?
Because there's a history of racial abuse held at people quote Chinaman. That's why.
Write this down.
There's the same reason why shortening Japanese to Jap is racist, because in World War II there was a lot of racism towards them, and that was the word people would use. That's
I know. I had to stop wearing my Jap Fest T-shirt because someone at work told me it was wrong.
I'm not cutting any of this.
What?
This is staying.
No, Jap Fest is a car festival.
Jap Fest is a real thing. It's actually called Jap Fest. Yeah, it's a car festival. Japanese car festival.
Ah, fair. Well, the more you know. Anyway, Mork.
Yes. Play me.
I'm going to play you a sound. And then you're going to guess what subgenre of dance music it is. Okay. Ready?
Yep. Ooh. It's a bit slow. It's a bit slower. It's a bit funky. But you said they're 200, so it's just a shot in the dark. There could be names I've never even fucking heard of. Have I heard of this?
I have no idea.
Funk Step.
It is not Funk Step. I'll give you another hint.
That's not a shit shout.
I'll give you another hint.
Okay.
So the description of this subgenre is as follows. Originated in France in the mid-1990s, characterized by the use of filtered, and that's like low pass and phasers and that sort of stuff, samples of funk and disco.
I was right with funk. Oh,
and there's the sound again.
Oof.
Do you know what? You saying French as well, I feel like I should know this because I feel like Ben would have been like, oh, do you know when he was like obsessed with France? I feel like he'd have been like, oh, you fucking dance music shit, mate. You need to listen to this French subgenre of dance music. And it would have probably been this, but I couldn't access the repressed memories of that. Yeah, Le Funk.
Another guess?
Disco funk.
It's not disco funk. Right,
Okay.
your last hint is that I'll give you 3 subgenres and it's one of them. By the way, all the subgenres that I give in this thing, they're all real subgenres. They are all real ones.
Okay,
so,
right.
Can I write down on my notes what I think it is? I don't want to point. I just think I know what it is.
Go for it.
But I don't want it to seem like I'm cheating.
So the choices are French house, future funk, or new disco.
Oh, I didn't say any of them.
New disco, I reckon. New disco.
It was French house.
New disco.
It was French house.
French house, for fuck's sake! It sounds nothing like house.
It's mate. That is house. 100%.
I guess so. Yeah. It's,
This is what I was saying earlier about all these subgenres being very.
The thing is you say it's like
another.
house, but you can just pick a song and be like, oh yeah, that's house music, and you like it, and it sounds totally different to that because it's not actually house music. It's like subverted house.
It's like
there's so many subgenres. Yeah.
There's like ridiculous amounts of subgenres of house, like, especially. Okay, unfortunately, still 0 points for
me. Fine.
Right, should be writing this one down.
Can you not remember 0?
just get it written down for now. Sebek. I'm gonna
Yes.
play you a little snippet, and you have to guess what subgenre it is. I'll play it again.
That's what I'm talking about. Whoa, that's a banger. Link me that one.
I want to say it sounds like that artist Shammy. I don't think it is, but do you remember they did that?
Yeah.
Womp, 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 womp. There's a song called Overdrive by Shammy. Anyway, I'm going to say like deep house.
It is not deep house. So the description is characterized by half-time syncopated and sparse beats set around 140 beats per minute with heavy sub basses. It emerged in South London in the early 2000s.
Oh, drum and bass.
It's not drum and bass. Not drum and bass. I'll give you one more.
Oh, it's so good though.
So,
it stings.
You get to choose from these three choices: rhythm, dubstep, or grime.
Oh, it was a class. It's got to be one of the classics then.
That wob wob wob. It sounds dubsteppy, but is it like early dubstep, or it could just be grime? Because like dubstep, I think of like wob wob. Dubstep. No, I'm not, because dubstep didn't come out of London, did it? No, surely not. I'm going to say grime.
Gonna go for grime? It was dubstep.
Yes, I knew it was dubstep.
Yeah,
London dubstep. That is early dubstep. Yeah.
Basically the dubstep you think of, which is like Skrillex, like wah 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 wah, that's actually called brostep, and it's kind of a different thing that spawned from dubstep. But that is proper dubstep. That's
proper dubstep.
Yeah. The only good kind, IMO. Mork.
Yes.
I'm gonna play you a song. I'll play it again.
Reasonably fast BPM. So I'm already thinking drum and bass line, that kind of thing. But it sounds a little bit trancey. So I'm going to mix the two. I'm going to go trance line.
Trance line is not a real subgenre, unfortunately. I thought you were going to go for trance step, which I found out yesterday is a real subgenre.
Well, there you go. I wasn't that far off then.
But no, it's
I think
not.
what this game shows is that it doesn't matter how much you know about music. With EDM, you don't know fuck all because there's so much shit. It just doesn't matter. You can be the world's biggest music genius. You're never going to get these right because there's so much stuff going on.
It's only if you're really into EDM, you'll know all the ins and outs of all these different subgenres. But anyway,
give me the clues.
Emerged through the development of electronic dance music idioms into a less club-orientated and more experimental direction, often incorporating unconventional sound design and complex rhythms.
I mean, that's pretty helpful.
To be fair, if you get this, I would be shocked.
Well, I might get it on the next one. I don't know. Give me the next clue. I'm just going to get the next clue because I fucking don't know.
All right, so it's either indie-tronica, intelligent dance music, or acid house.
Right. I don't think it's acid house. Because I know acid house and it doesn't sound like it to me. I'm going to go with the first one, the Tronica one.
Indie-tronica?
I think so, maybe.
I would have said intelligent dance music.
Seb would have been right. It's IDM, intelligent dance music, which is probably the worst name for any fucking genre of music ever.
Name.
Yeah,
that's a shit name, but I'm glad I recognised that it wasn't something. That's something.
Yeah,
I feel like that's something.
Yeah. Acid house is really, like squelchy. It's like got lots of squelchy synth noises,
It's acidic. It sounds like it fucking, but that doesn't sound like intelligence. That's shit.
Yeah, it's funny because the person who that song's from Aphex Twin, and he's like sort of the most well-known IDM producer, and even he's like, like IDM is a fucking terrible name for it. Why did people choose that? Like he's like such as up your own arse,
such
name
a shit
it.
name. Yeah,
it's also funny enough because it's called intelligent dance music, but I wouldn't even really call it dance music because you can't fucking dance to IDM. It's impossible.
Yeah.
It's too scatty. But anyway,
not enough. Yeah.
Sebek,
We're doing well.
Yes.
here's your sound. Fuck right off.
Fucking yes. Classic. I can already picture the bold guy's face, like you know the fella I'm talking about, right?
Is
You know
that,
the guy
that
I'm on about.
that's like
The legs
some
moving.
kind- I mean, that's like Euro house.
It is not.
Well,
Ooh.
Fast-paced and energetic, often in the 160 to 220 BPM range. 220, fucking hell. With a
Fucking hell,
hallmark
man.
of a distinctive, distorted kick sound.
Drum and bass.
No, not drum and bass. Although the BPM's sort of similar. It's kind of the same sort of range. Okay, so it's either happy hardcore, hardstyle, or gabba.
It's either hardstyle or happy hardcore. I'm going to say happy hardcore because I know I've heard of it.
It's gabba.
It's Gabba, mate. It's
Gabba.
It's the easy one. Fucking Gabba, mate.
I don't know any of them.
Gabba's mad.
Yeah, I was thinking you guys probably wouldn't get any points, but let's see if you get any points from here on out.
I reckon I'd have had 2 points now because I would have known both of them.
Mork.
Me a the nutter, original, mad nutter, original, man.
Oh, okay.
I know what that is.
It's very garagey. It's very London. Original. But I can't think what it would be called.
Me a the nutter, original, mad nutter, original, man.
It always ends too soon.
Yeah. Give me the next clue. I think the next clue might. I'm gonna get the next clue.
Developed in the early 1990s from breakbeat hardcore, featuring rapid, chaotic-sounding breakbeats and strong bass lines. Known as the forerunner of most drum and bass styles.
The forerunner of
I know
most
what
drum
this
and
is.
bass
I even know who
styles.
that is.
Give me the next one because I don't know. I haven't got a name in my head, so give me the next clue.
This is so funny. If I swapped you two around, you would have actually been getting loads of points. but
yeah. Give me the next clue because
it's-
I'll get it from this. I think.
Either breakbeat, jungle,
No.
or breakcore.
Well, my first instinct was it's like jungly. That kind of.
I've
I'm just
seen
gonna
this
say
guy
jungle.
live.
I'm just gonna say it's jungle. I'm just gonna go basic. It's jungle.
It's jungle.
That's
You got 1 point
Yeah.
on the board.
I was
Nice.
trying to overcomplicate it, but it's just simple.
What's his name in Shy FX? I can't remember the other guy, but it's Shy FX.
Yeah, Apache something.
Apache, yeah. Is he?
Apache the
Shy
pirate.
FX did that song that they always played on soccer. What skill school?
Skill school, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember where it goes.
Oh, what
It's
was
a
it?
classic.
Yeah, give me a second.
When you
I'll
hear
play
it, Vinny, you'll be like, "Oh shit, yes." The camera fucking pans in. I got Raheem Sterling at 13.
Yeah, the funny thing is that song that I snipped it from. He like constantly. There's one part where it's just like, "You're from the jungle. You're from the jungle. You're from the jungle," and I was like, "Okay, don't cut that bit because
Yeah, don't get that bit.
Yeah.
So, like jungle, drum and bass, gabba. To me, they're quite like, they're genres you've heard of, but intelligent
Dance music.
What?
Yeah.
It's like what?
Why can I not find the song now?
Skills.
Find it in a minute, maybe.
Yeah.
Sebek.
Oh,
Sebek.
yeah, give me a sec. I found it.
You're just gonna play it out of your phone. Oh yeah.
They got fucking De Bruyne getting cacked or something.
Also on FIFA Street.
What a tune.
That's a FIFA Street tune.
Sebek.
Yep. Now that definitely has the name.
Oops.
It should at least have the word big in it. Feels big. It's like big. I can imagine like Avicii kind of going like. Can you play it again?
That's a sweet tune, though.
Do you know it? Do you know the tune?
No. That's my kind of tune. I like that
right?
tune.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Big house.
Big house.
It's not Big House. So, very energetic, festival-focused EDM genre characterized by heavily reverberated sound, trance-inspired breakdowns, intense build-ups, 4 on the floor, beat-focused on a strong kick and simple, minimalistic drop melodies.
It's just like that's just like festival dance music, and I don't even know what it's called. It's just like if you go and watch Martin Garrix and you're off your chops, that's what he'll play. Like, I don't know what it's called, but
Classic.
like, it's just classic festival music.
Bangers.
Classic fest CFM. I'm just gonna call it CFM.
It's not CFM. Okay, so it's either deep house, electro house, or big room house.
Oh, you fuck! It's either
Whoa,
deep or
not
big
much to
room.
go on.
Hang on, can I just say, if it's big room house and I said big house and I didn't get it, that's outrageous.
Maybe it's
your
definitely
answer?
not that then.
Just for, I hope you haven't done that to me. I'm going to say deep house.
It's not deep house, it's big room house.
Fuck, I said big house. I said big house. That's outrageous.
But you know
That's a
Big House is in
fucking
his own
robbery.
genre.
Big
and they're
House
two
isn't
different
real.
things.
Big house isn't real. I don't know what big house is.
That's an absolute robbery. I said big house. I said that was the first thing I said. I said, that sounds like big house. And you said no because I didn't say big room house.
You didn't get it, man. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
but Big House might be its own genre. Big House
It's
and
not,
Big
but he
House are
just said
two
it's
separate
not.
things.
It's not
Well,
real.
he should have
said it's
started
not.
out and said it was.
I was just fucking. Oh, mate, that is a fucking.
I'm sorry, I
robbery.
couldn't get. I was tempted to, but I can't. It's not. I'm sorry, it's not correct. I couldn't give it to you. But that is really unfortunate.
That is unfortunate.
But like, I'm sorry. It just
I
was
got it
wrong.
right. I
You
said
got it
big
wrong.
house, man.
You got it 2/3 right. I'm sorry, I couldn't give it to
Yeah,
you.
sorry,
I
Seb.
should get 2/3 of a point.
Okay, you get 2/3
I'd have
of a
actually
point.
said-
You get fuck it. You get 2/3 of a point just for
Yeah.
that. Just for that, you get 2/3 of a point. I'll write a little 2 out of 3 for you. So, still, you're 1/3 away from Mork. 1/3 of a point away from Mork. This is like the
Slim
worst
lead.
quiz of all time, or the worst quiz of all time.
No, I'm actually really enjoying it. That's the weird thing.
Yeah, I like it.
Mork.
Sometimes I feel like I wanna go back.
Oh,
Mate, I can smell
that lyric
that
then.
Jesus.
Yeah, that lyric then. I was just like,
I wanna go back.
Mate, we should all go out
yeah,
soon.
it feels dirty. It feels bassliney,
I'm
but
going
it's
to a rave
not
this
as
weekend,
fast.
Are you?
Yeah, seeing Subfocus. Do you know?
I fucking
Yeah,
love
yeah.
Subfocus.
Oh yeah, yeah. I fucking love Subfocus as well. Yeah.
Give me
So
the next
different.
clue because I don't have a name.
Highly beat-driven, repetitive, and mechanical. Typically featuring minimal chord variation and melodies. Focuses on rhythms and timbral variety. Timbral variety. Is that like Tomba, maybe? Generally produced for club environments.
See, I feel like I know what that is.
Give me the last one. I'll get it with the multiple choice.
Okay, is it techno, trance, or hard tech?
No. Hard tech.
It's
I was going to say techno.
It's techno.
What?
It's techno.
It sounds too new school to be techno.
I feel like
Are you joking?
I wanna go bang.
That sounds old as fuck.
It sounded like experimental to me. It sounded too experimental to be tech. Fuck, oh fuck that.
That's like pretty pure techno, I'd say.
Damn. I don't know anything. I fucked that so hard.
Sebek.
Yes.
God damn, you can beat me, yeah? That is done.
Mate, that is absolutely
You gotta send me
disgusting.
these tracks. You gotta send me these songs.
That is absolutely disgusting.
That is filthy.
I'll send you the link to like most of these I got from this video. That's just like 20 minutes. That's just 120 subgenres of EDM, and it just goes through in alphabetical like all of the subgenres.
Yeah.
I don't actually
That
need
is
to hear it
so
again because I don't know what it is, but can you just play it again just for the...
Yeah. That is so good.
I'm going to say that's breakcore.
I don't think you know what breakcore is.
No, I don't. No, what do you mean you don't think I know? I definitely don't know. I'm making it up.
I actually quite like breakcore. I listen to it quite a lot.
Well, it's real. Seb didn't even know it was a real thing.
Yeah, I'm
I
just
said
saying
earlier.
things as like a...
I said breakcore earlier.
Must have been subliminal.
Broad form of electronic dance music characterized by prominent bass/sub-basses, a deep, dark, airy and mechanical sound derived from dubstep, an eclectic production influenced by UK funky, which is a great name, juke/footwork, another great name, techno, and breakbeat.
Is it
Wow.
ghetto funk?
It's not ghetto funk, but that is a real subgenre.
I know it is.
Fantastic.
Because it was a
Just
ghetto
slapped-
funk tent at the last
Slam
festival I
two
went to.
words together, and then you've
Pretty
got
much,
a
yeah.
subgenre of E EDM.
Is it
Right.
Spicy Gank?
No, unfortunately not. So,
Toasty Whippet?
is it bassline, bass house, or UK bass? They're all real subgenres, by the way.
you said UK in your little spiel, so I'd be an idiot not to go for UK bass.
And he's taken it!
Fuck!
Well played, Sebek. You
Mate,
got
I've
1.6
slipped it up on the
recurring
techno.
points.
Nice.
oh yes.
But yeah,
Do you have a tiebreaker that we can just listen to for the fans?
no.
All right.
Damn.
If I just play all the sounds.
Me a the nutter, original.
Oh god.
That's what anxiety sounds like.
I think that is
What's that?
I'm gonna guess what's that by the way? I don't know.
It's called UK
Filth.
Wonky, actually.
UK wonky.
I found some really funny subgenres that I never heard of. Like, yeah, UK Wonky, Scouse House was one of them. Vomit
Scouse
Step.
House. Vomit step.
Yeah,
Nice.
I listened to it. It's putrid.
Sounds good.
It's fucking putrid, mate.
This is
good one.
Vinny. This is the song by Shammy that I was trying to remember. It's not called Overdrive. It's called Superlative. Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, Shammy. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was thinking Shammy with an S. It's Shammy with a T, right? Yeah, I
I
saw
remember
Shammy
you playing
live.
this on the way to Creamfield.
That's
Yeah,
on
I saw
Vinny's
it live.
classic Creamfield's house mix.
What is that? What genre is that?
That's bass house, I think. I would say
Donk House.
it's house, but it's got that bass sort of like.
Big slapping dong. Yeah.
Right.
Because that
Right.
goes hard, mate.
Is it my go now?
You
Because
like Giles. He's
I'm
based
busting at
I
the
fucking
at
love
the
Giles.
bit.
We saw Giles at Creamfields.
Giles was not at Creamfields, was he?
Yes, he was. He came
Yeah,
on before
we saw-
Marshmallow.
Did I see Giles?
He was in
I
the
didn't-
yes, we saw him in the
Yeah.
Steelyard with like Jack Yu and that lot.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, it went Jack
He's
Hugh. No, it went Giles,
Giles,
Hugh,
Jack Yu.
Cream, Marshmallow.
Yeah.
I remember Giles jumped because I remember that was the first time I'd ever been. What's the word? My eyes were open to the never-ending quest for who can have the most lasers. And Jouse's like selling point was that he had like 1 trillion lasers. Like he had like the most lasers ever, and then he pointed them into a mirror box and made even more lasers. And there was a bit where he just went, "I got to set off all the lasers," and he went like, and he just was like, and there was just lasers everywhere.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, because the Steelyard has like the most lasers in history or something.
Yeah. It was like, where's Giles from?
America.
I think he's American.
America.
Yeah.
I just remember him just being like, "I'm gonna press this button, it's gonna be crazy," and it was just like, it was great.
You think you know Star Wars? You don't know shit. Wah.
And he had a big Jaws the shark. He had a big shark thing like on his fucking
the Shark Squad.
I just,
Yeah.
I weirdly don't remember that.
Then he was
all.
too fucked. He was just so fucked.
Must have been, yeah.
I even remember the picture he put on Instagram
Are you
the next
sure?
day because I checked.
Because that. Are you sure that wasn't on the Friday? Because I would have scampered off to the trance tent because that's when they do trance. Because
No, it was definitely he definitely played before Jack.
Yeah, because Friday we watched Armin van Buren together. Seb wasn't there, remember? We came back and found them.
Oh,
It was on the
side
Saturday.
quest.
It was on the Saturday for sure.
okay.
I was on my side quest.
Yeah. The Saturday night we all stayed together. We went main stage. We saw Nicky Romero. He had to cover Martin Garrix. Then we saw Avicii's last ever UK set. Then we went Steelyard and raved all night. Giles, Jack Hugh, everyone else.
Nicky Romero had to cover for
Martin Garrix.
not Martin Garrix.
Yeah, it was because I was
Avicii.
fuming that Martin Garrix wasn't there.
No,
we saw
it wasn't.
Avicii.
Avicii.
No,
Martin
he
Garrix.
definitely covered for Martin Garrix.
No,
he wasn't.
no. Martin Garrix got stopped in airport security. I remember.
Yeah, you can. His helicopter couldn't come or something.
So we
Mate,
did
you
it.
didn't miss
Nicky
Martin
Romero.
Garrix is a shit DJ. I'm just gonna put out.
I know,
He's a
but
great
at
producer,
the
but
time,
he's a mid DJ.
at the time, I was like
Yeah.
sucking off for him, so I was gutted.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
let me
remember-
do. Can I do my thing? Can I do
There
my
was a
bit?
kid called like Kermit or something.
Kermit. Kermit the Frog. Yeah, he was fucking banging. Let's do this. He's the
Right.
go DJ.
All right. Fuck up. It's you now, Mark.
Okay. Right, thanks, straight away. So, as we've probably established for this show, I love dance music. House, drum and bass, bassline, jump up, big room house. The list goes on and on, 200 apparently. And I was always quite fond of sick beats. But it was actually our very own V-Dog who really ignited my love for this kind of music. It was something that he really got into. And then, of course, it was something that I really got into. And if it's got a fat with a PH fucking bass line, I'm all over it. And all of these genres of music are created by DJs. And I've seen many and most of the big ones on that famous Creamfields trip we all went together on that we
should
keep
do that
talking
again.
about.
I would love to go again.
We're definitely going to do that again. And initially I was like, right, should I just pick one of my favorite DJs? One of my personal faves, like Kashmir, Martin Garrix, Diplo, Dimitri Vegas, Like Mike. But although these lot are fucking sick, and I do love them, I couldn't really make much of an argument to say that any other definitive GOAT, they're not really GOAT worthy, even though I like them. So then I thought, oh, maybe I'll just go like basic bitch mode. I'll just pick a big hitter, Armin van Buren, Tiesto, one of the classics. Someone that literally everyone agrees is a GOAT. But again, it felt basic. It didn't really satisfy me. Then I had a little bit of a brainwave in the shower, somewhere between my second and third wank. Dance is not the only genre of music that uses decks and a DJ. And although many people listening to this might not believe me, despite the disgusting mess of mumble rappers and trap beats that it has become, hip-hop and DJing used to be married. They were inseparable through the 70s to the 90s. Every rapper had a fucking DJ. and they would be absolutely essential. Spinning records, creating beats. They created the flow of the music. They were the rhythm to the rapper's poetry. Funk Master Flex. Funk Master J. I mean, no, especially Jack. I was getting so fucking confused writing these names down as well. I was like, I was missing Funk and Flex. Funk Master Flex, Jam Master J, DJ Premier, the literal inventor of hip hop, DJ Kool Herc, Marley Marl, Tim Westwood. What? What the fuck? How? For fuck's sake, fuck off, you're wrong, and he's not a goat. I didn't mean to say Tim Westwood. Listen, there's a cancel parade that are trying to infiltrate my computer and shit and add in like bad stuff, but
what's he done?
Forget about Tim Westwood. He's a raper.
He's a raper.
He's a rapist.
Fuck's sake. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Fucking, it's the cancel people. Fuck Tim Westwood. I don't even know if that joke's very funny, but I wrote it all down. Anyway, you've got fucking Africa Bombata, DJ Clue. The list is endless. Back in the day, hip-hop parties would involve a prestigious DJ spinning records and a guy rapping over the top. So after this realization that DJ was more cool and pure back in the day, I needed to pick an answer. And it was pretty easy peasy. In my eyes, there is only one grand champion. One granddaddy of a DJ. There really is only one Grandmaster Flash. Flash grew up in the Bronx, New York, the birthplace of hip-hop. He fixed electronic equipment at school, and he would attend DJ parties afterwards, where he would be introduced to the decks. Now, DJing at this time in the 70s was putting a physical record on a record player and letting it play. There were some innovations and early things that were kind of happening, but in Flash's words, when mixing and rewinding records, all the DJs used to focus on was the tone arm. So the tone arm is the little stick that makes the record play. And when they're trying to, DJ and play the next record, they just pick the tone arm up and move it across the record or put it backwards so that the record will then play again. Because what they want to create is like a soundscape. They want to not play a whole song. They want to mix the song together with another song. They might have two records playing at the same time. And all they would focus on was the tone arm, moving the tone arm around to create a different sound. And they would just only play like 10-second clips over and over. But Flash, he was like, nah, this is shit. This is rubbish. It sounds like shit. The needle's fucking jumping in the record. This is crap. So one day, he put his finger on the record and the record stopped. And he was like, oh. And then he let go of it. And the record played. And then he put his finger on it again. And it stopped. And then in his own words, as he was stopping, starting, he realized, I am in control of the record. He had the beat. He could time the beat to anything he wanted. He could control the record. He could control the music. Finally, I can play whatever I want to play. I can mix I can do this however I want. I don't have to move the tone around. I am the record now. I am actually playing the instrument of the decks, not just the decks playing the song. And so it wasn't popular at the time to touch the record. Some people had done it, but it was massively taboo. You should not touch the record. You should not do it. But he thought this is the only way. And it was popular at the time as well to have the same drum beats playing over and over again. So what people liked was very, very repetitive music. This is very early hip-hop DJ stuff in the 70s. They wanted really repetitive beat. They wanted the same thing over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. And DJ Kool Herc would have two of the same records on the turntable at the same time. And when one break would finish on one, so boop, 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 finish, then he would already have the other one with the tone arm on the right bit and switch them to let them play. Then he'd move the tone arm on the first record back to where it should go, and then he'd switch them to let them play so that the exact same drum beat would play continuously because he's got two of the same songs on the turntable. But then Grandmaster Flash took this idea and he combined it with what he had been experimenting with, touching the record. And I genuinely mean this. This is not an exaggeration. Genuinely, by doing this, he changed music forever. Because what he would do is he would use his finger and he would spin one record backwards. That sound. Grandmaster Flash, he invented that. And he'd get it to the bit they wanted. He'd draw a little crayon mark on the record to the break, and then he'd let it go, and it would start. And then as that one was playing, he'd the other one, and then he'd switch between the two. Switch, 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 and the song would just continue playing seamlessly, endlessly, without moving the tone up, perfectly, creating infinite music. That drum beat would go on infinitely because he had control of the record. And what he invented was something called the quick mix theory. And this is every single DJ you have ever seen spin a turntable backwards, put their hand on a, when you go to fucking house party, it doesn't matter. You could be the shittest DJ in the world or never have touched a deck in your life. What's the first thing you do? You go up to the turntable and you put your finger on it and spin it. Every single DJ in the world that does that is technically using the quick mix theory to mix two records together. Spinning it backwards, pressing play, moving it along. Spinning the next one backwards, switching along. Move it. That is the quick mix theory. And that is what Grandmaster Flash fucking invented.
Shit.
Which is insane.
That's wild.
It's most definitely the biggest innovation in hip-hop in DJ history. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter. That is the biggest innovation in DJ and hip-hop history. That's like the guy inventing the guitar but just playing it without putting his finger on the fretboard, and then someone goes, oh, you know what? We could just put our fingers on the fretboard and make different tunes. It just changes the game forever. Honestly, it is.
You only play those 6 notes, and it's always like, wait a minute. If you put your fingers on this bit.
That's how I can equate it to. And without this piece of brilliance, we would never, ever have what we got now. And I don't mean this in a disrespectful. Fatboy Slim would not be able to DJ if Grandmaster Flash had invented the quick mix theory. And it's also epic when you just remember that this was done at a time where he was doing this on actual vinyl records. This is not like an electronic thing. He's actually he's actually rewinding back a record to let it play again. And that's just so fucking cool and raw. It shows you how like pioneering it was for back in the day. It's massive. He also perfected scratching. I thought I'd just drop that in there like a little... It's a throwaway line, but let's be real, it's a fucking massive throwaway line to perfect the art of fricka fricka. I mean, that's a pretty big innovation as well.
I do love
Grand Wizard. Yeah, exactly. Everybody that they fricka frick, they all love it. And in fact, like Seb, you were showing me like JFB, like the world freestyle DJ. What does he do? He spins records back, he fricka frickas. It's in Grandmaster Flash's shit, basically. Flash didn't exactly, he didn't invent scratching. Grand Wizard Theodore is credited as the inventor of scratching, which is definitely the coolest name in hip-hop history, Grand Wizard Theodore.
Doesn't he spell it with 2 Z's, though?
Yeah. But it's still fucking cool.
Yeah, it sounds a little bit clanny, but...
It does sound clanny.
It's not clanny.
I know it's not.
This was like the humble days of hip hop where people like the Sugar Hill Gang and shit like that. It was cool, man. But he basically, he's credited as the inventor of scratching, but Flash perfected it and he made it viable to actually use properly and made it part of a set. Like rather than just going like, oh shit, that kind of scratches the record. He made it viable and way more technical shit than I could actually understand. So Flash has probably the biggest and greatest innovations in the history of DJing. There would be no DJing today without this man. And that's fucking goat worthy for a start. But as an actual artist, like, what was he like? Yeah, he did that shit, but did he just stop there? No. He is the founder of the hip hop group Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. This group released a 7-minute track in 1981 called The Adventures of Grandmaster Flash on the Wheels of Steel. And this is a 7-minute instrumental track only using Flash and his decks. So it's only him rewinding, mixing, doing whatever, scratching. It's only the decks that are being recorded on this track. There's nothing else. No live vocals, nothing. And this was the first ever commercially released record to feature music that only required a set of DJ decks. That's right. Every Martin Garrix song that you've ever heard that uses only DJ decks, every single DJ song ever, Grandmaster Flash did it first. He was the first ever person to release a commercial record using only the decks.
Wow.
Which is pretty fucking big stuff. But the group actually topped this feat the year later when they released this little ditty. You've probably never heard of it. It's called The Message. I don't know.
Never heard of it.
Go keep, cause I'm close to the edge. Never heard of that song? Of course you have. It's one of the biggest songs in fucking history. The Message is one of the biggest songs in history. And it's one of the most influential songs of all time. The Message is, without a doubt, amazing. And what is it about? It's a message. It's about life in the Bronx and hard times and what it means to grow up there. And this is a theme that since then has been repeated in all of hip-hop history over and over and over again. Every single rapper and MC since has rapped about a struggle, where they grew up, getting out all that anger, spreading the message. This was the first.
No, I'm not. He was not the first person to make a song about how hard his life is. That's not at all true.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
But
But it's widely credited as making that a norm of hip hop, because hip hop back then was a little bit funky. It was a little bit, it wasn't serious. Exactly. Whereas this was a track that came out, really laid down the bare bones. They took a big risk talking about that kind of stuff on a record they were releasing on radio. And it's noted as the tipping point for rappers and MCs because it put them to the forefront of hip hop and actually put the DJs slightly to the back. It really sparked the revolution of rappers being the stars. And the message has been featured highly, very highly, top 1 to 5 on every single fucking insert number here, songs of all time, greatest hip hop songs of all time, whatever. So he pushed rappers to the front and he sparked rap music forever as we know it. Like, the influence of this man is incredible. What this man has done just ripples through history, ripples through music. Without this guy doing all of this stuff at a pivotal time, we wouldn't have DJing and we wouldn't have hip hop as we know it today. That's not an opinion, it's a fact. He is the pioneer of these things. And this year, Pioneer DJ USA, probably the biggest DJ company in the world, celebrated 50 years of hip hop with a very special gig. And this is how I want to end it. This is exactly how they introduced this gig. They said, "Ladies and gentlemen, if you have put your hands on a turntable, if you have rapped along with a hip-hop record," we have done these things, "if you have participated in any way in the last 50 years with hip-hop culture," we've done that, "I think you owe just a little bit of gratitude to the man coming on stage. Please make some noise. The godfather of hip-hop, creator of the quick mix theory, and soon to be announced GOAT DJ by the GOATs podcast, Grandmaster Flash."
They said that. They said that last
bit. And that's it. Yep.
I don't believe that. Soon to be announced greatest DJ on the GOATs podcast.
Okay, maybe I did put that bit in, but they said all the other shit.
Okay, sure.
They did say all the other stuff. But that's it. I think Grandmaster Flash is the greatest DJ of all time. We wouldn't have DJ without Grandmaster Flash. He can't be beat. I'm done.
Wow, you were just on time as well. Perfect.
Just like
he's obviously not that passionate. He's not that passionate about it.
Yeah, but I did dock you half your points for being 30 seconds over time, Semek, so...
Nice one.
Do we do points?
It'd be great if we actually
We've been
kept
doing
score with
points?
all these points. Like, yes.
Yeah.
His presentation, 4 out of 5 for his speaking. Wow.
I do love White Lines by Grandmaster Flash. Fucking tune. White Lines.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Loves his white lines. Just like Clapton.
Probably not anymore. He is getting on a bit. I mean, hip hop's 50 years old. He fucking basically half invented it. So he's getting on a bit, Mr. Flash. But he still DJs to this day. He did a live stream. He did a Halloween DJ live stream on YouTube last night.
Wow.
He's still going. Yep, he's still going.
Does he still do the exact same thing he used to? Or is it like he uses the newer technology? Because
He doesn't use vinyl records anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, he uses newer technology now, but
yeah.
he's still using the quick mix theory. That's like that's not a thing you get away from just because you're not using vinyls. The quick mix theory is the fundamentals of mixing and live DJing. It's the basic bare bones. Without it, you don't have live DJing.
Right, yeah. Yeah. Whew. Wow. Wow. What an inspiration. What an influence.
I love him.
What a DJ. Yeah. Shit. Did he do much else after Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5? So I never really heard
Not
of
really,
anything
not-
past that.
Yeah, you can't really top that, can you? I suppose. He didn't go like super main. He just stayed to what he did. He's just DJ'd his whole life, basically. I think.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty tough choice between the two of them. I think both of them have a lot of merit to be called the greatest DJ of all time. Although, I mean, the both of you did do this, where you kind of talked about your respective picks' production and claimed that was part of their DJing skills, which it's. I'm sorry, but it's not.
What? I didn't.
Well, the message.
Yeah, but that's a side note.
I mean, fair
Fucking
enough. The
inventing-
message is a huge song, fair enough. But
Yeah.
and the same thing, like Rockefeller's a massive banger for sure, but like it's not really DJ.
Well, my argument for the DJing aspect of that is that DJing is about sharing music.
But I
and
don't
he
buy that.
Took samples that he liked and shared it as a song.
I don't buy that personally. I think
I guess it is still producing in a studio,
If you don't
isn't it?
buy that, that's absolutely chill. That's just my way of looking at it. No harm, no foul.
Cool. Shakes hands.
Shakes.
Shakes cock.
Ooh, woo. Should we do that? Should we? Yeah. Puts on tiger head fairy costume.
Notices
Why
bulge.
we gotta go fairy with it?
You started it.
When?
When he started it.
You started it.
I didn't.
I just
You
said shakes
said
hands.
You said uwu, and that triggered the fairy chant.
No, it's because Vinny said shakes hands, and that just
What's
got
it
me.
got to do with furriness?
Because you would have said it in little stars, and that just gets me.
Anyway.
Shakes hands, puckers butthole.
Yes, exactly.
What's this?
Exactly. Ooh, exactly.
Yeah, goddamn, fuck yeah, shit. Crack.
Stop beating around the bush.
Crack
man.
cocaine. I love being around the bush. You know me.
Yeah.
Well, you did it 7 times on the weekend.
That stays.
That's got it. That's too good to get rid of. That stays.
I'm not writing the time
That's
down for that one.
When I do the actual audio, I'll either bleep or delete all the context, and without the context, it's really only funny for us. So that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That was fucking.
I'm sure
brilliant.
people won't be able to put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, it's
Nah,
very
they
obvious
won't,
what it's
they won't.
about, but anyway.
No, they won't. It's so good. That's so good.
But yeah. I do wonder how much of Fatboy Slim's success, early fame and early success, and him being the superstar DJ was due to the fact that his songs were just super, super big and had loads and loads of radio play, and everyone fucking loved them because they are bangers, to be fair. I do wonder how much of that is because not of the, purely DJing, in my opinion, purely DJing point, but the more, producing point, the sampling producing point.
Yeah, I think there's definitely something to that. I think it's difficult because obviously also a lot of the he got a lot from like remixing songs. Like there's that famous like Wild Child, like Back Once Again for the Renegade Master. Like that was he made that. It's difficult because so he remixed it. So when you listen to it, it's the same as like that spoken word poet thing. Like that song doesn't sound like that when it's the original is just someone going like back once again or something like that, and then he made it was like back once again for the Renegade Master, and he did that live once, I'm sure, and then was like, I should turn that into a song. Like he got a lot of his inspiration from like playing a song and then remixing it in real time and like scratching it and making it go like back once again for the Renegade Master, D for Damager, bad to the people. But like it's difficult to quantify that because like you don't know how much he came up with on the fly and how much he came up with in the studio. It's difficult, isn't it? I guess a lot of that, I always think that with DJs as well, this is not anything to do with Fatboy Slim or Grandmaster Flash, but like DJing is a bit like being a freestyle hip hop artist in that you make out like you're doing it all in the moment, but you have all these ideas in your head already. And you're like coming up with it. And I think like there's a really, really interesting video, actually, I'd really recommend everyone watch it, which is, I don't know if you know the YouTuber Cody Co, but he was like, I'm going to try and become a DJ. And he's really good friends with that guy who did, oh, shit. I can't think of his name. He's friends with quite a big DJ. And he came to the conclusion that like he was like DJing now with all the technology is about as hard or as easy as you want to make it. He was like, you can on the fly come up with this crazy mix and do all this really hard stuff, or you can just press play on an iPod and just sit there going like this. And it's as which is it's difficult. And that I think that's in. To be fair, there is a bit of that with Fatboy Slim. Is like how much of it is stuff that he made and how much of it is stuff that he's doing in the moment. It's difficult to know.
Well, all sets are pretty much, you've already got an idea of what song flows into the next one. You don't really,
but then in all fairness,
you don't really scroll down the list and be like, which one am I going to do next live? You already know, you've got your set list.
Not necessarily. I mean, how
for the most part,
how I DJ now is basically I'll just get a bunch of songs in a certain genre that I like, and then just depending on the mood of the party, play whatever songs, like either keep it chill for a little while and then kind of ramp it up slowly, or like people are into it more, getting more hype, I can make it hype real quick, and that's where like DJing on the fly I think comes into it, and that's where like it can be difficult, although I agree, DJing,
it can be really
being
easy.
An okay DJ is really easy. It really isn't difficult at all, as long as you just have a basic knowledge of what you're doing and know good songs and can put together, a playlist of similar songs that you like, good songs. Yeah.
And as long as you use the techniques that Grandmaster Flash literally invented to mix two songs together.
But yeah, then you have Grandmaster Flash who... pioneered a lot of those techniques that every DJ uses and hip hop is founded upon. And I mean, if you listen to like old hip hop, the amount of scratching that's used, and you don't really get any more. It's kind of a lost art, I feel, in hip hop scratching.
Yeah, it is a little bit, unfortunately.
I mean, although hip hop DJs still use it a lot, that's kind of their go-to to like transition, is do a little scratch then transition. But I mean, scratching was in fucking basically almost every hip-hop song for like the first 20, 30 years of hip-hop, more or less. Yeah. And I think Grandmaster Flash is a very big part of why that is. And so just in terms of his influence, and this is, I think, objective influence, I think I'm going to have to award the greatest DJ of all time to Mr. Grandmaster Flash. But
do you know what? Fair enough.
Fatboy Slim was a
Yes.
great shout. It was a great shout. It was a great shout.
It was a
I loved
very
hearing
good
about it.
shout, actually.
I loved hearing about it.
It was a
And
very good
that
shout.
party, that like Brighton Beach party.
That
it
is
looks
mad.
fucking wild. Holy
Yeah.
And
shit,
also,
dude.
he did all of that was on vinyl. You can see him in the background.
Yeah.
There's a crazy video of like it zooms out and there's like a 250,000 people. Just imagine the pressure of flicking through your record collection while 250,000 people are watching you.
Yeah, I don't get how people even vinyl DJ to this day, and they'll choose to do it
is
over
mad.
doing you're just making it harder for yourself for basically almost no reason other than just to, I guess, kind of show off. Maybe I don't know.
There's
But it's sorry.
I watched a really funny interview with Annie Mac and Fatboy Slim, and she's going through all his records, like his old records, because he does everything like digital now. And she goes on a studio tour of his old studio, like his current studio, and she's like rifling through all the records, like the big decks that he used to take when he was on stage. And she pulls one out, and it has a label at the top, and it says like the BPM, it's like 155 BPM, and then it says good for parties, not so good for stadiums. And she's like, you are the only DJ I've ever met that has to write that on their labels. Like, not good for stadiums. She was like, I've never written that on anything in my life.
Because you, not played those big venues.
Yeah, she was like, that is only Fatboy Slim gets to write that.
Yeah. Nah, he's a sick DJ. He's definitely a sick DJ. And like, as a live performer, like, yeah, doing those parties is crazy. But
Yeah.
Flash has
You
to win.
can't
When I
argue,
pick
you
Flash,
can't argue with Flash.
yeah, and I just want to quote something that Seb said to me earlier. He said, the thing is, I actually can't think of anyone even close to my pick in terms of influence.
Do you know what the worst bit was? I had this minute where I was thinking, I almost wrote, unless you pick some fucking guy like, but I couldn't remember what Grandmaster Flash's like name was. I was like, unless you picked one of those old guys who like invented DJing, and then I
Yeah,
just couldn't. It's
which I
just
did.
really annoying. It was a great
Yeah.
shout. I have to
Yeah.
say, one of the nicest things about doing this episode is that we didn't have to like worry about what some ancient Greek fella did 2,000 years ago.
Oh, God,
Like,
yeah.
You didn't have to be
Yeah.
like, oh, who invented thinking? It's fine. It's like we've only been doing it about 100 years. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly. It's so fresh. Like I can say with confidence, this guy invented, quick mix theory because he did. That's it.
Whereas, like,
so,
you can be like,
yeah.
oh, Plato invented thinking, but he might not have even existed. Great.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what
yeah.
do we do with that?
I feel
You're
like
never
Plato
quite sure if
definitely
you're making a
existed.
statement that's actually right. Yeah, but I know what I'm saying. You can never be sure if you're saying
Yeah.
a statement that's actually correct. Whereas with this,
Yeah.
it was fucking solid. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, happy
so-
days. I was buzzing for that episode.
No, it's
'cause
a great win.
I love
Great win.
hip hop. I love DJing, and Flash is someone I've actually written about at college as well. Like his influence and everything else, and the golden generation, the golden age of hip hop, and its early years. So, big ups to Flash.
I am curious. What are your favorite DJs? Like, what would you say is your number one favorite DJ, and what DJ you haven't seen live you would out of anyone?
Kashmir.
Love to see live. It'd be Kashmir for you.
I'd love to see Kashmir. Yeah, and it's not even about his DJ. It's his producer. It's such a difficult question. Who's your favorite DJ? Well, someone could be live who plays songs you've never, you don't associate with that particular artist. But I love Kashmir because I love his fucking tunes. His tunes are
you can
banging. They're big bass. So if he plays his own tunes and mixes them, then yeah, perfect. I love.
Well,
to see him.
I listen to like a lot of just like DJ sets just on YouTube. Like I just passively listen to a lot of that stuff. Like for example, I'd say Carl Cox might be my favorite DJ at the moment, just because he plays the type of music I love, which
songs.
is just tech house
Exactly.
with a 90s dance spin on it.
Yeah.
And he's a really fucking good DJ.
He's a really good DJ.
And I'm
That's
so
what I mean. There's
gutted.
two types of DJs in there.
I'm so gutted the 2 times into Creamfields, and I'm pretty sure he was there both times. I didn't see him because I didn't
He
know
was
who he was
there
at the
when
time.
we went. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well,
Carl
when we go
Cox, I
again,
fucking love to
we'll
go
see him. Yeah.
Yeah, the Goats return. I'm trying to think of my favorite DJ. Probably is Fatboy Slim. He's the best DJ. One of the best.
Yeah.
That guy JFB is fucking sick as well.
That's
I
a
guess-
whole different style, though, isn't
That's
it?
that's a whole different thing. I don't know.
That's
it's-
freestyle.
I really struggle to like name a DJ that I would like to see. Just because I'm not that I don't feel like I'm that knowledgeable of it.
I guess if you don't
That's the
listen
thing
to
as well. I
DJ
think
sets.
there's two skill sets of DJs, isn't there? That's what I mean. I would like to see Kashmir because I like his songs. So I feel like he would play them well. But you might be Carl Cox is a really good DJ, but he's not playing like his own songs necessarily.
I don't think Carl Cox has his own songs.
Exactly. But that's why he's a good DJ, because he's live doing stuff like that. Yeah.
He's one of the few DJs who doesn't need to make songs to stay relevant because he's such a good DJ.
He's just a DJ. Like he's just mixing songs. Yeah.
Whereas like
I thought of who?
Yeah.
Charlie Sloth.
Charlie Sloth is, he probably would bang, but I think he would be like me. He'd be too heavy on the sound effects.
Yeah. Charlie Sloth was at Greenfield, I think, when we were there.
The worst thing Charlie Sloth's ever done was the worst. We should end this. The worst thing Charlie Sloth's ever done was during Wretch 3-2's Fire in the Booth. The one that is so fucking good. He just stops him halfway through and like, reload, and Wretch is like, fam, what? I'm fucking in the zone. He's like, no, it was so good. We got to do it again. He's like, fine, but fucking don't fucking pull that shit again. Like,
I know, he's really angry. Like, I remember it.
He doesn't say it, but he's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, he's so in the zone. It was such a good, like, freestyle as well. It's the best Fire in the Booth of all time, and he fucking stopped halfway through.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know where I stand with reloads. Like, I guess sometimes they can be really good, but a lot of the time
you can't reload a freestyle.
Yeah, you can't. No. You can't reload a freestyle unless they know you're gonna do it. Unless it's like pre-ordered.
Unless it's a planned thing, I think don't do it. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but
I agree. Oh.
Right, cracking.
Buzzing with a whim.
On that. I
feel like I'd have never lived it down if I'd lost.
Yeah, by the way, I only gave you that because you were threatening suicide about if you weren't going to win.
Right. I actually wasn't. I actually only mentioned it today, and I only saw it because I happened to click on the document. It wasn't like a thing I was thinking, okay?
What, suicide?
But, no, not for fuck's sake. Well, I'm glad there's a number 1 next to that. I sleep well tonight.
Yeah, I think I've won everything I've been in so far, which is like, shit.
Well,
when did that happen?
Fucking.
Speaking of things you've been in, didn't you have sex, make a girl orgasm? I don't know.
Didn't you have sex? Well, yes, I did, actually.
Well, there you are.
Well,
I have done that before.
Listener, if you've stuck around this long, you could hear the After Hours Goat special. So, yeah, the other day I had sex. And it was good.
We should do an After Hours Goat special.
We just talk about the recent sex we've had.
No.
I mean, I've got some funny stories about the recent sex I've had, so...
Well, then, yes.
But I'm not...
We can quiz you.
For those of your ears only, no one else's.
Okay.
Right, we should wrap this up.
We really should wrap this up.
This is drivel now.
Speaking of wrapping things up, Vinny, did you wear a condom on? No, anyway.
No.
Hi, Mum. Yeah, I think we should... I think we should...
Vinny's mum I was talking to.
I think we should wrap things up. I think that's...
Yeah, we should wrap things up.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap. Right, yeah.
Or should we reload and do the whole thing all over again?
Reload. Cool. If you like that and you want to support us, head over to our Instagram. That's at @the_goats_pod. We've also got a Patreon if you want to give us money. But you really don't have to. But giving us a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts really does go a long way. And yes, on that bombshell, I think it's time to end the show. Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye. Reload. Dude, I'm just gonna edit in right now, like doing the whole thing all over again.
Well, the entire episode is going to be like 6 hours if you just keep reloading.
Stuck in a reload loop.